Directions to the cook. Never send up a leg of a fowl at supper while there is a cat or a dog in the house that can be accused of running away with it. But if there happen to be neither, you must lay it upon the rats or a strange greyhound. It is ill hazifere to foul your kitchen rubbers with wiping the bottoms of the dishes you send up, since the tablecloth will do as well and is changed every meal. If you are employed in marketing, buy your meat as cheap as you can. But when you bring in your accounts, be tender of your master's honour, and set down the highest rate, which besides is but justice. For nobody can afford to sell at the same rate that he buys, and I am confident that you may charge safely. Swear that you gave no more than what the butcher and poulterer asked. If your lady orders you to set up a piece of meat for supper, you are not to understand that you must set it all up. Therefore you may give half to yourself and the butler. Good cooks cannot abide what they justly call fiddling work, where abundance of time is spent and little done. Such, for instance, is the dressing small birds, requiring a world of cookery and clutter, and a second or third spit, which, by the way, is absolutely needless. For it will be a very ridiculous thing indeed if a spit which is strong enough to turn a sirloin of beef should not be able to turn a lark. However, if your lady be nice, and is afraid that a large spit will tear them, place them handsomely in the dripping pan, where the fat of roasted mutton or beef falling on the birds will serve to baste them, and so save both time and butter. For what cook of any spirit would lose her time in picking larks, wheatears, and other small birds? Therefore, if you cannot get the maids or the young misses to assist you, e'en make short work, neither singe or flay them. There is no great loss in the skins, and the flesh is just the same. Always keep a large fire in the kitchen when there is a small dinner or the family dines abroad, that the neighbours seeing this may commend your master's housekeeping. But when much company is invited, be as sparing as possible of your coals, because a great deal of the meat being half raw will be saved and served next day. When you have plenty of fowl in the larder, leave the door open in pity to the poor cat if she be a good mouser. If a lump of soot falls into the soup and you cannot conveniently get it out, stir it well in, and it will give the soup a high French taste. Scrape the bottoms of your pots and kettles with a silver spoon for fear of giving them a taste of copper. When you send up butter for sauce, be so thrifty as to let it be half water, which is also much wholesomer. Never make use of a spoon in anything that you can do with your hands, for fear of wearing out your master's plate. When you find that you cannot get dinner ready at the time appointed, put the clock back, and then it may be ready to a minute. You are to look upon the kitchen as your dressing room, but you are not to wash your hands till you have gone to the necessary house, and spitted your meat, and trussed your fowl, picked your salad, nor indeed till after you have sent up your second course. For your hands will be 10 times fouler with the many things you are forced to handle, but when your work is over, one washing will serve for all. There is but one part of your dressing, I'd admit, while the victuals are boiling, roasting, or stewing. I mean the combing your head, which loses no time, because you can stand over your cookery and watch it with one hand while you're using your comb with the other. As soon as you send up the second course, you'll have nothing to do in a great family until supper. Therefore, scour your hands and face, put on your hood and scarf, and take your pleasure among your cronies till 9 or 10 at night. But dine first. Let there be always a strict friendship between you and the butler, for it is both your interests to be united. The butler often wants a comfortable titbit, and you much oftener a cool cup of good liquor. However, be cautious of him, for he is sometimes an inconstant lover, because he has great advantage to allure the maids with a glass of sack or white wine and sugar. When you roast a breast of veal, remember your sweetheart the butler loves the sweet bread. Therefore set it aside till evening. You can say the cat or the dog has run away with it, or you found it tainted or fly-blown. And besides, it looks as well at the table without it as with it. If your dinner miscarries in almost every dish, how could you help it? You were teased by the footman coming into the kitchen, and to prove it true, take occasion to be angry, and throw a ladleful of broth on one or two of their liveries. Besides, Friday and Childermas Day are 2 cross days in the week, and it is impossible to have good luck on either of them. Therefore, on those 2 days, you have a lawful excuse. To save time and trouble, cut your apples and onions with the same knife. And well-bred gentry love the taste of an onion in everything they eat.